Liam and Everly, I want you to know that everything that I do, whether it be here at home, at Midstate, out in the community, I'm doing all of this for you, to teach you how to be amazing humans.
I know that you live in a gym, and I know that as you get older, you're gonna think, why do I live in this warehouse? But I promise you that your mom and I believe deeply that if you take care of yourself physically, spiritually, emotionally, and that you put your family and your friends first, that the life that results from those simple everyday actions yield true happiness.
I love you. I love that this community that we've built loves you.
We, Bouchers, are trying to put out into the world our best effort. And our way of doing that has been through this magic that we've been calling Midstate CrossFit.
I hope that you remember these days and want to build something like this for yourself.
I love you forever. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Did you get it?
Pop-Tarts.
Good, eat it up.
Pop-Tarts.
Way back in the day, a few years ago, there was some I don't know if it's Teen Nation or something, they were like, you can fit your Pop-Tarts into your macros, which is true, you can do that. But here I am feeding my kids freaking Pop-Tarts. Some gyms roll up their doors. They just pop the door open. No, you just need a wetsuit, bro. I'm telling you. This door wasn't here last year. We were doing a meeting. We were doing sitting right here with Fern, and we had a masseuse in here. And he was like, where are you? And I was like, oh, da 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 da. He was like, blow a hole through that door and turn that into a lobby, kick your masseuse out, put him somewhere else. So we built this. This is the coffee lounge, therapy center, nutritional coaching. Coffee's free. Every once in a while, somebody gives me $1. The other day, friends came in, they're like, here's some coffee beans. And the whole idea of it just self-perpetuates itself. Gabby got an espresso maker, it's dope. I'll do homework there, we'll do all the stuff there. People just kick it. People just come in here and legit do their at distance work. It's really cool. Hi, I'm Brian Boucher, and this is my beautiful bride, Gabby Boucher, and we own Midstate CrossFit together. Generally, how Gabby and I's relationship goes is, hi, do you want to be together forever? And that's 100% what we did. From she was 20, soon to be 21, and I was had just turned 22. We've been together ever since. We found CrossFit after moving from Massachusetts to California. 2012, we really started to do this functional fitness in our living room. Gabby was cranking out pull-ups. Then on our wedding day on ESPN, they were playing the 2012 CrossFit Games.
Brian was super we're gonna sign up after we get married, and I was not all bought in. And then we went on our honeymoon and we met these people from CrossFit Texas, and just the community they had, I was like, all right, let's do it.
It's really hard to find adult friendships, because when you're a teenager and then you do youth sports or you go to college, you do all these essentially, if we were gonna boil it down, dumb things together that bond you intimately. And that's so hard to create as an adult. So when we saw these people that would go on vacation with one another, the Cabo San Lucas and from Austin, Texas, and hey, we're gonna go to the CrossFit Games as soon as we leave here, we're like, whoa, 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 whoa. You can have real relationships with people that are similar in age to you and have common morals and values and goals. Sign me up where?
When we started, Midstate didn't exist. And then the old owners of Midstate were the coaches at CrossFit Merced, and they started their own gym.
Gabby was pretty immediately.
I did their accounting and bookkeeping for them. So I was in leadership role right away. Brian ended up wanting to coach, so he went and got his L1. I didn't get mine.
Either way, we got our L1s at Aromas, which is really cool.
We did it together.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know what you were talking about.
We definitely
Edit
did
all
it
that
together.
nonsense out. No, we got our L1s together.
Oh.
Yeah, you were preggers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, no. Did I go by myself?
I don't know.
2015.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, I got my L1. No way. I got my L1 and you didn't. We went to West Pyatt, Pat Barber.
We studied all night.
All night long, yeah.
We did it together.
Gosh. 2015, we got our L1s, which I think is kind of cool because 2015 sounds like a long time ago.
Good job, man. How you feel? Good. Really good? Sure. It gets easier when you turn 70. 70?
My name's Cliff Hazeltine, and I'm a native of Merced. Went to high school, graduated high school here, and so forth. Anybody that doesn't think they can do CrossFit or whatever, don't even go there. I've had 9 knee surgeries, 2 shoulder operations. I've been coming religiously for 7 years. Even came through COVID. Brian was kind enough to let us take some of the weights home. I honestly think right now, if I didn't come down to CrossFit religiously, I'll bet you within the 6 to 8 months, I'd be on a walker.
What is the magic that makes Midstate?
I think community, not only within the gym, but on the outside of the gym. When, as everybody knows, that's from Central California here and so forth, tremendous flooding going on. You know, the gym took it upon themselves to go and volunteer to fill sandbags and so forth. It's that kind of a thing. It's not you go do an hour's worth of work here in this gym and then you leave it alone. The gym follows you home.
Gabby and I talked about it before Midstate opened. We saw this gem of a lifestyle associated with running a CrossFit affiliate. And if Midstate didn't open, I feel very confident that Gabby and I would have pulled the trigger of the conversations that we were having. Like, wow, we wanted to be part of something that was new. We saw what CrossFit Texas was, where it was like this unit of people moving forth through time, as a force to be reckoned with. When Midstate opened, we were like, okay, I was working as a paramedic. I was working as an educational coordinator, a clinical coordinator, all in the same 911 system that Gabby was running the accounting and finance department of. And at that time, I was really trying to be a thing in that industry, understanding pre-hospital medicine, being able to teach pre-hospital medicine, all the credentials associated with teaching those courses. I had this aspiration to work on helicopters and be a critical care provider and do the sickest of the sick and the hurtest of the hurt. And I ended up getting that role eventually. Despite all of that education, I'm not educated formally. I don't have a bachelor's degree, I don't have a master's degree, I don't have these things that would make you eligible to teach at the university or be an RN. This opportunity revealed itself in San Jose. So I go teach for them, they give me an education, I can get my bachelor's in a short period of time. So I'd say we're going to mortgage our present for a better future. So the schedule went like this. Go work 48 hours up in Mariposa, not too far outside of Yosemite, for 48 hours on Fridays and Saturdays. Come home on Sunday morning, do the laundry, and my son was 1 year old or less. I'm missing that entire section of my son's life. And then I would drive 2 hours in the other direction to San Jose, and I would teach at the university and develop their EMS program. Did that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday night, I'd get home about midnight, I'd turn it around, I'd go back up to the mountains, rinse, cycle, repeat that for a while.
Maggie!
What's up?
Are you competing today?
Yes, I'm ready.
You go rock it, aren't you?
Yes. I'm Margaret, Maggie, Magdalene, and Mario. I love me doing this since 6 years. Started at first 14 years old. I have friends here. They're very nice to me.
Originally with Maggie, we had another daughter that had joined CrossFit, and Maggie wanted to try. And we weren't quite sure how she would do, so we came in and asked about it, and she's thrived. Brian's got her number. He gets the best out of her. She does not want to ever miss it. Everybody loves her. I'm just known as Maggie's mom.
Coach Brian is cool, awesome. He's a great coach to me. He makes me work hard very helpful.
My husband was a little afraid at first when she came, like that she wouldn't be watched, and he was just amazed at the what he felt when Maggie was in here by herself working out without the rest of the family.
And I love the family environment. That makes it very comfortable to be here.
It just feels like coming home.
I come from this weird blended family, and it's all convoluted and complicated, but my dad was like, he was a social worker, he was a Pentecostal minister, he was everybody's go-to guy. If you needed someone to talk to about like the nuances of the human experience, Donald was your guy. My mother-in-law and my father, we called them our anchors. When I told my dad what I was doing, he understood hard work. He understood hard work really well, and so he was for me making it so that my children would have a better future. Right? That's the whole point. We were there for about a year. I was working at the the university was doing quite good.
Yeah.
And I think we were doing fine.
Yeah, I was doing great.
It was hard. It was.
I had like some postpartum depression and was by myself with colicky baby, and my mom and dad were around helping as much as they could, but it's different when
The husband wasn't there.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm sorry you had to do that alone. We got home from Mexico from our like family thing that we do every couple of years. And then for no reason at all, because 6 out of the 7 days I should not be present, my dad got into a motorcycle accident and died a few hours later. So in that moment, we were...
it just became really real to us that like, why are we gonna mortgage the present when there could not be a future?
It is okay to live a finite life. And it is okay that sometimes life is shorter than we would all intend it to be. What matters is what you do in between the margins. All the decisions we make from going forward are just like all the decisions. It's all based off that all the time. None of the math made sense once you knew that all of this.
It's a positive energy community that in this world today there's too much negative energy, and this is very positive, and that's what I'm about. That's how I'll finish my life, is with around positive energy people.
I am not healed from my grief, but due to this reflection, I am generally at peace with it.
I think a couple people reached out to Brian, you know, from the gym, from the community, and I think that slowly we just walked back in. It wasn't like, hey, we're here now. It was definitely a slow walk back in. They needed some coaching help, so he actually took on more coaching than he ever has from that point to when we started owning it.
We were approached by the former owners.
They wanted to just sell all the equipment, and I was the one who posed the question, like, well, if you're just gonna sell your equipment, why wouldn't you just sell the affiliate to us?
We owned it outright January 1st, 2020.
Officially, it was,
officially
January 1st, 2020, which was a really good time to buy business, yeah, just in time.
We lost like 30% of our members and all of the coaching. We rallied around the idea of Ohana, and so we just took that and we just ran with it. You know, Lilo and Stitch says,
Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left
behind
or
forgotten.
You know, so it's like this perfect rallying cry that we use to this day to just sort of to express how we feel and express what we are trying to create through our lens of Midstate CrossFit.
You know, looking back on the pandemic, I actually think like it was a blessing, because there's like this camaraderie that happened instead of instead of fighting what was happening with us being new owners, they had this new fight, which was the pandemic. And we could all come together with something, and it actually was a blessing that brought our gym even closer together because of it, instead of fighting a new affiliate owner. That's what they were fighting instead.
You ready to go?
Ready.
Predictions for today?
Oh, we're going first place, yeah, for sure.
My name is Maria Montero. I started doing CrossFit about 2.5 years ago. And I did it here at Midstate, so this was my first gym. For me, it's kind of a special because I'm not from here, I'm from Costa Rica. And it was hard for me to, be far away from your family. I feel like Midstate is my family here. And the people are like all ages. Like you see people from 15 years old doing their workouts, and you see people from 84 years old doing the workouts. It's just amazing. Like the community is like a family. That's the word. I describe them as a family.
I've always had this feeling of I had to take care of my dad. He's been sick with mental disorders my whole life, so I always felt like I had to take care of him, and so coming back was something that I had to do. Every 5-10 years he would go through a manic spell, and so that's when we came back. COVID really spun him through a cycle. Ultimately what happened was he took his own life.
Yeah.
And I was actually the first person. I performed CPR on him. Some scenes I'll just probably never get out of my head. Yeah.
You did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Midstate Ohana just took over,
And I know just a minute ago I said it was a blessing, but in that
context,
context. In that setting, in the environment of business, it was great. In the environment of personal life, and
it was hell on earth.
It was one of the worst years ever.
I love Midstate.
I think this gym changed my life a lot.
It's like a family. It's like a family.
I feel very comfortable around other people.
Any walk of life, any ability level, you can come in and find a supportive community.
I believe if I didn't come here, I would have been somewhere else, not here. My mindset would have been totally different, but I'm really thankful to the people that are here. That changed my world, to be honest.
I had always said we needed a mentor of some sort. I think it's good to bounce ideas off people who have been in your shoes. I didn't think anything like Affiliate U existed.
I had my level 2. I wasn't purposeful about it. So suddenly there's these guys being purposeful about the education of CrossFit. And I freaking love education. And so I told Gabby that they had this Affiliate U thing going on. And I told her that I wanted to do it. I started listening to the podcast because it was the first time that I had new education about CrossFit that wasn't coming directly from CrossFit. I was sort of sliding into the DMs of Best Hour and just sort of chatting because I don't know how to shut up. And they invited me onto this Instagram Live about retention because that is the vital sign of the affiliate. So I knew that retention was important. I knew that my retention was poor. I knew that I was living on the sick side because I was getting plenty of leads, but I wasn't keeping the people, and I couldn't figure out why. I didn't have any systems to let people know that the thing that they're doing will profoundly change their lives. I was hook, line, and sinker, but Gabby, being the financial accountant, she was like, let's
I have to vet these people.
Let's consider their expertise.
And they did a good job showing me hey, this is where you're at now, and this is where you could be if you just did these couple simple things. I knew we could be better, so I was like, let's give it a shot and see, how much we can grow from this. Between me and Brian, I think it helped a lot because we were able to put systems in place that I'm not just telling Brian, now it's in his to-do list. And so I think that's where, for me, a lot of the big changes happened was
Roles.
between us and
Yeah.
roles and how we could better communicate with each other as business owners.
I find it very therapeutic to just bounce things off them. I find that often I already know the answer, but it is so profound to have somebody in your corner to say something like, no, you're not thinking about that the right way, or yes, you're thinking about that the right way, or yes, you're thinking about that the right way, but let's reflect if we're ready to do that or if that's the right move to make for you right now. I really appreciate the guys immensely because I think we'd still be in business. I think Midstate Ohana and Midstate CrossFit would still absolutely be a thing, but it would not be the same cool energy that is just like hard to articulate. Fit, like I wouldn't say we're fit right now, but in the realm of Fern's Sickness Wellness Fitness for the affiliate, but we're working our way there. We're living normal right now. We're living in normal. Say it takes 5 years to be an overnight success. Well, we're at 4 years. We always like to do one thing that is very doable but challenging. And this year's the crossover.
I thought you didn't bring the keys.
You want to know what last year's was? What's that? Single unders.
Every class is different. It's like a family, to be honest. We look forward to seeing each other every day, more so than working out.
Tell me about some of your story with Midstate. One year they said, they bought me a punch card, and I started that first 10 visits, I never left. I was getting close to about 300 pounds, I was 289, and now I'm weighing in at about 185, so I got 2 new twins this year, and now I got the energy to keep up with them.
Welcome to the Midstate Games 2023.
No rat.
I don't really understand why Midstate has this like special sauce. I don't understand why Midstate Ohana worked. We live in cow country, California. People thrive underneath the context of we call each other, we text each other, we check in. This is your third space.
I think they know that we really do care. You know, like we care about them as human beings. It's not just running a business at all. I actually care more about how they're feeling and what they're going through in life, and that's more important to me than anything else.
Yeah.
And so I think because that's how we feel, people feel comfortable also doing that in the building as well.
Maybe one of the few times where a genuine conversation in person about not work, not maybe work, but not work, family, but not family. And you're having like real conversations with people that have no like predisposed means to an end. You're just there because you enjoy each other's company. And so when I tell someone, great job, Machado, great job. Hell yeah, incredible what you're doing around here lately. And when you're 45 years old and you're 50 years old and you're feeling lonely and you're feeling down and the world's beating on you, and somebody genuinely comes up to you and says, you impressed me today. Dude, that does something to people that is just so powerful. And if you teach them something, a new skill, you teach them how to do crossovers, and then all of a sudden they can, but they're like 51 years old. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
It sounds so silly.
I can still learn new tricks.
Yeah,
you know,
wow.
like, sometimes I forget.
Yeah, just because you're old doesn't mean that you're broken. I think we got our story straight. I think that we know what we want our small business to be. Top tier coaching, really caring about our athletes, and putting out into the universe nothing but good karma. And I think if we continue to live by our mission statement that essentially says that we want to be the change not only of what happens within the box, but to our community more broadly, and we just continue to walk that, the magic and the karma will continue to come our way.
It's hard work, for sure. I think you have to put in what you want to get out of it. It's a fun ride. Like, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it.
It's really important to know your why, because if you don't know your why, when it gets really hard or it gets really complex and you've got to make tough choices, you have to be able to fall back on why you wanted to own an affiliate in the first place. It's got to be a combination of you want people to have the best opportunity to live the most fulfilling life, and because they are living their most fulfilled life, you are fulfilled.